Hello and welcome back to Typical City. Crystal Palace have taken a point from the Etihad and we have amassed 6 points from a possible 18 Premier League points. An unacceptable amount of points for a Manchester City side in particular that's challenging for the Premier League, but we can't ignore some of the quality performances. Chelsea should have been out of sight before half-time. Liverpool, we should have put them to bed before half-time. Spurs, same again. Should have been 4-0 before half-time. Same again with Crystal Palace. They should have been out of sight. And I mean, we're not exactly wasting that many chances either in these games because we scored 4 against Chelsea. We drew 3-3 with Spurs, 2-2 with Crystal Palace. So we're taking on chances. We are giving away sloppy, silly, needless goals at the other end of the pitch through individual errors. There's nothing tactically wrong. There's nothing creatively wrong. We are genuinely still talking about little moments, tiny little details that have cost Manchester City dearly. And it's deflating. It's depressing right now as a Manchester City fan. But it doesn't all need to be doom and gloom because I think we can take light from some of the performances in recent days in the Premier League, and the fact that in the Champions League we can't forget we've just won every single one of our group games. And I mean, arguably, yeah, it's a reasonably easy group, but still, you can only beat what's put in front of you. I'd argue there was sloppier performances in the Champions League that we didn't get punished for, whereas we've been playing better in some Premier League games and been harshly punished for individual mistakes. We go 2-0 down to RB Leipzig and we fully deserve that. We went 1-0 down to Red Star as well, but we flipped those games on the head and won them in the end. But yesterday we are looking at an individual error from Phil Foden that has cost us the game, a sucker punch goal that Kyle Walker maybe could have dealt with a little bit better. There weren't too many bad performances from City players yesterday, and I'll get onto them now. So let's have a look at the match stats. 74% for City to 26% for Crystal Palace. 19 shots, 9 on target from City. So that's decent accuracy rate, and it's also a decent chance creation. So 19 shots to 9 on target, not bad at all. 5 shots for Palace, 2 on target. An XG of 1.61 and 5 big chances created for City. So there needs some clarification to be explained there. How is 5 big chances been created, but we've only got an XG of 1.6? Someone needs to explain that to me and show me this algorithm that works out XG. We all rely on it. We all go to XG now, don't we? And go, oh, look at that XG. Palace have got a higher XG rate than us. That's pure. I imagine 99% of their XG is because of the penalty. That's my guess. 2 big chances for Crystal Palace. Again, one of them surely has to be the penalty and the other one that ends up in the back of the net. 818 passes to Palace's 285. Pure control. 12 fouls to Palace's 9. 1 yellow card each. I mean, those are the stats of a team that should be winning the game from Manchester City. Anyway, moving on. Let's have a look at Ederson starting at the back. 90 minutes, 24 touches, 89% passing accuracy. Zeros in all the columns except for 2 run-out attempts, 1 successful. I'm giving Ederson a 6. Not that much to talk about, other than the fact that other people seem to be talking about it should be a red card. Rival fans saying he should have had a red card. I mean, have you watched football before? Have you played the game? Do you understand how to play football? Do you understand what happens in football? Do you understand what the rules are for a start? What last man means and where Ruben Diaz was on the pitch? And the fact that Mateta clearly kicks the ball towards the corner flag. So how's that a goal scoring opportunity? Is he going to whip it in from the corner flag, is he? Fuck off. Get your head in the game, sort your life out and sort your fucking opinions out because they're dog shit opinions. Dog shit. Absolute, put them in the bin and forget about them. Red card for Ederson. There was never a red card. Ruben Diaz was right next to Mateta, covering the space. So that let's forget that and saying Palace, it's justice for Palace. Like, fuck off. Absolute nonsense. Bollocks. 6 out of 10 for Ederson, conceding 2 goals. Not much he could have done about either one being a penalty, of course, but still, frustrating night for Ederson. Kyle Walker. Again, a lot of criticism from Manchester City fans. I was very critical of him prior to this game. I said this could be his last game before we start really questioning his value to these tactics. His value as captain for the team right now is under question. I still believe Kyle Walker is a player that we desperately need in certain games. But I don't think he played badly yesterday, and the stats back me up, in particular from an attacking point. Something I've been really critical of, and that's the reason I've put in crosses and accurate, you can see there. 5 out of 7 crosses were delivered accurately from Kyle Walker. I remember 2 that were tragic crosses. 1 hit the near post man, and 1 was ballooned all the way over for Jack Grealish to go and chase. I remember that, but 5 crosses, 1 of them created a big chance for Alvarez. If he got more power on the header, it's 1-0 within the first 10 minutes of the game. I don't think he had a bad game, Kyle Walker. I'm not excusing his prior performances before this game. You know, the 3 Premier League draws, he's been sloppy, missing, being beaten too easily, dribbled past way too easily. But yesterday, I do not think he had a bad game. The stats back me up. 141 touches, 94% passing accuracy, 1 tackle, 1 interception, a big chance created, 7 out of 5 crosses, like I said, 2 dribble attempts, 1 successful, 6.5 for Kyle Walker. Ruben Diaz, I thought he was solid. I thought he, again, on the ball, really, really good. How's Ruben Diaz got a big chance created next to his name? Unbelievable from Ruben Diaz to create a big chance as a centre-back. Really good. Dribbled past, 0. Tackles, 2. 96% passing accuracy. And I think that's roughly about 180 passes or so. That's what we're talking about. About 180 passes and 96% passing accuracy. Brilliant. 190 touches, dribbled past 0, 1 interception, 1 big chance. 3 out of 3 aerial duels, 1. 7.5 for Ruben Diaz. Pleased. Not pleased with Yosco Gvardiol, to be honest. The question marks are starting to rise for him. His form is more than questionable right now. He's struggling. We are at that point now where we need to see signs. You know, need to see something there. Yesterday was a really sloppy performance, I thought, from Gvardiol. Creatively, I mean, shots, again, 3 shots, 3 on target, and he 1 big chance missed. But, I mean, he did take that down really well. That was a long ball from Ruben Diaz, brought down on the chest on the edge of the area. First time with his right foot straight into Dean Henderson. We could be talking about a different Yosco Gvardiol performance, but still, it's the defensive aspect that worries me, and the reason why I've included dribbled past twice against a team that rarely even got the opportunity to try and dribble against us. And he's been beaten twice. It's not good enough as a defender to be consistently beaten. And I don't see enough quality in one-on-one scenarios from him right now. He needs to learn quickly, rapid. He needs to pick up his game defensively. Going forward, still, I'm not exactly convinced either. 5.5 for Yosco Gvardiol. Nathan Ake, he was decent. Usual Nathan Ake performance. Solid, reliable. Unfortunately, I mean, could he have done more with Mateta's goal? I mean, Mateta's a big guy. He was. Should he have gone more cross-side in terms of the other side of Mateta for that goal? But I mean, it was a sucker punch goal out of nothing, and I don't think Nathan Ake can be blamed for that. 125 touches, 97% passing accuracy, brilliant. 1 key pass, 1 tackle, 3 shots not on target. It's alarming that I've seen Yosco Gvardiol have 3 shots. Nathan Ake's had 3 shots as well. 6 of our 19 shots have come from Nathan Ake and Yosco Gvardiol. That's alarming. Aerial duels, 1 out of 1, and he was dribbled past 0 times. 6.5 for Nathan Ake. Rico Lewis, man of the match performance for me. A complete midfield performance from both the creative side and the defensive side that was very rarely called upon, but still answered the questions when called upon. 53 touches, 93% passing accuracy, great ball retention, 4 key passes, brilliant. Big chance created, 2 shots, both on target, 1 block shot that's very memorable towards the end of the game. You're thinking that block shot has won us the game, Rico. But no, Phil Foden crobs Mateta in the final minutes, about 10 seconds after Rico Lewis puts in a game-winning blocked shot. You're thinking, well done, Rico. There, now you just mop it up, keep it simple now, get that ball back and play some football in their half. That's all it needed at that point. It's just killed us, man. 5 times he lost the ball, 7.5 man of the match performance for Rico Lewis. Rodri, decent, reasonably good, defensively solid. I thought he was everywhere. He was putting in some big tackles, as you can see. He's got 5 tackles to his name, 2 clearances, 1 key pass, 85% passing accuracy is low for Rodri. To be honest, he's normally in the 90s. Dropped in quality there a little bit. Another 3 shots from a player that I'm happier about Rodri having a shot than Gvardiol and Ake. I am happier about that. But shouldn't it be Phil Foden? Shouldn't it be Julian Alvarez getting shots away? Aren't those the players that we should be seeing firing in shots and peppering Dean Henderson goal? Not Ake, Gvardiol and Rodri, who've got 9 shots between them out of our 19. Something off about that. You probably put it towards Crystal Palace's flat back 5 and then a flat 4 in front of that back 5. They just set up shop for the whole game. So it made it a very difficult ask to actually get shots away from our attacking players, but maybe resorting to punts from 30 yards, 25 yards out. We need to penetrate them better. 17 possession lost as well. That's too high for Rodri, but I still thought he was really good. I thought his positioning was really good. He was mopping up and he was an isolated defensive midfielder, but he didn't look it. He looked good. I thought he was reasonably solid throughout the game. 7 for Rodri. Phil Foden, 5.5 for me. Mainly that, he'd probably have a 6 if it wasn't for that error. That error's just dropped him down to 5.5 for me. It was too big an error to ignore. It's cost us the game. We can't pretend it didn't. I know there are Phil Foden fanboys, say that 3 times quickly. Phil Foden fanboys that are on YouTube, and there's quite a few of them. I understand that, but you're not going to get any protection from me just because you're a mank and you're a local lad and you've come through the academy. You don't get protection from me. I don't believe in that. I believe in calling a spade a spade. Let's call it for what it is. It was a very ineffectual performance and an error to add to that very ineffectual performance that has cost us the game. It's as simple as that. 91% passing accuracy, good. 47 touches, the same number of touches as the shirt number that he wears. Spooky. 1 key pass, 1 tackle, 1 shot, not on target, 1 out of 2 dribbles successful, and he lost the ball 7 times. There's not much to talk about. He didn't do much yesterday. A very quiet game, but then popped up and was very loudly costing us the game at the end, which is not what you want from Phil Foden. An unfortunate day, and I'm sure he'll turn it around, but we need to see more consistency from Phil Foden. We really do. Bernardo Silva, another slightly more effective performance from Bernardo Silva. 89% passing accuracy from 93 touches, 1 out of 2 dribbles, completed 2 tackles, 1 key pass, and he was getting some shots away. That one was a really good effort, first time effort that he whipped in, caused a decent save from Dean Henderson, fully outstretched. In fact, Dean Henderson was injured from that save when he had to dive so far across his goal. The landing caused a little injury for him, but he carried on. 2 out of 2 shots on target. 20 times he lost the ball, though. That's too high, and it's not the first time. It was against Villa, I think, Bernardo Silva lost the ball 28 times. So he's got to cut that out. It's sloppy, and anyone wondering what possession lost is, it can be anything. It can be a dribble attempt that you failed. It could be a bad pass. It could be miscontrolling the ball when you had the ball there to be controlled. Simple actions. Absolutely anything where you had the ball and then you didn't have the ball is possession lost. In the name, really, isn't it? 20 times isn't good enough for Bernardo Silva. Jack Grealish got a lovely finish. What a finish that was. First time, instinctual, really good finish. Well fed from Phil Foden, by the way. So let's go back to Phil Foden just quickly and mention well done for the pass. Because something I don't want to do is nail people without talking about the positive things as well. Because Phil Foden's assist was delightful. It was a nice cut through ball. Brilliant from Phil Foden to find Jack Grealish. Well done, Phil Foden, for doing that. Really good. The finish, even better. Brilliant first-time finish from Jack Grealish. Just onside as well. Other than that, though, I was expecting a little bit more from Jack Grealish following on from that. I thought that was brilliant. That confidence is now added to his game. Let's see more. Let's go through the gears, through the levels of Jack Grealish. See what you can do. Get some of those Aston Villa performances that he saw as a number 10. 79 touches, 88% passing accuracy, 2 key passes, 1 shot, back of the net, 2 dribble attempts, both successful. Dribble past twice is another stat. That's the 3rd time I've seen Jack Grealish be dribbled past 2 or 3 times per game. We need to be a little bit more aggressive in our attacking press. We're being penetrated too easily. Alvarez, I think, has got something similar to his name. I haven't got to him yet, but another player that is known for pressing. Jack Grealish isn't shy of pressing. But we're being bypassed too easily. and putting the burden onto Rodri to stop the defence from being breached and preventing any networks of passes coming out from the back and being dribbled past twice. We need to cut that out, really, and try and prevent that from happening. 13 times he lost the ball, 7 out of 10 for Jack Grealish. Julian Alvarez, really, really quiet. I think I can give him an excuse is that Palace set up the way they set up shop. He did come and try and collect the ball a couple of times. His passing accuracy is really good. It was just a quiet game. A quiet game for Julian Alvarez. He struggled to have any impact whatsoever on the game. Again, a lot of that's to do with Crystal Palace having 3 centre-backs surrounding him. And another bank of 4 in front of them. It was a difficult game for Julian Alvarez to print his name onto the highlights of this game and talk about him in a positive way, because he was just marked out of the game effectively. Creatively, he struggled to do anything with the ball. He had very few touches. In fact, 41 touches isn't very high for Alvarez. 96% passing accuracy, 2 key passes, 1 shot, not on target. There you go. If you've got Ake, you've got Gvardiol and Rodri all getting more shots on goal than our centre forward. And the 1 shot he did have was a big chance, and that was missed with that header from Kyle Walker's delightful cross into the penalty area. Again, there you go. Dribble past twice, same as Jack Grealish. Needs to cut that out. Possession lost, 7, 6 out of 10 for Julian Alvarez. Jon Stones came onto the pitch for a minute. I'm not going to grade him for a minute of football. I don't do that, but really disappointing. Really disappointing. The Club World Cup feels like it's in the way now. It feels like a trophy. Of course, I want to go and win that trophy, but it feels like I just want to get back to the Premier League now and get back to winning ways again and build some form. Really, could this be the low that we've hit? Because I felt like the Villa game was the game where we're going to hit that. That was such a low performance and low standards being set. Could that be hitting rock bottom for Manchester City in our season in terms of rock bottom? And from there, we build on it and go forward. Obviously not, because we've gone and dropped points, stupid points to Crystal Palace, and it's costing us dearly now. Maybe this could be the rock bottom for City to turn their season around. Worst case scenario is we're going to be 6 points off top of the league, which is very, very retrievable. That's very retrievable. I don't see why we need to write the league off just yet. We start looking at 12, 15 point gaps. Yeah, you'll hear me talk about how the season's over, but right now we're potentially, if Liverpool win, we go 6 points behind them. 6 points is 2 games. We've got to play them. You know, we've got to play them, and you're telling me the way they're performing, they're going to go on an 18-game winning streak, Liverpool. Nah, everyone's going to be dropping points this season. Everyone's going to be dropping points. And this season is not done yet, so give it a rest, saying that it is done. We are 6 points potentially off top. We've won every single Champions League group stage. Let's have some perspective. Let's have some realism sprinkled into the emotion. I understand it. I'm gutted. You can probably tell. I feel very deflated right now as a Manchester City fan, but I still believe in this team. I still believe in Pep Guardiola that he can turn this round. Do you? Get in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. Like and subscribe. Typical City is the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is typical City now.